Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin continues to hover just above support, and we are only going to take a look at the 1 hour chart in this video. For more context, feel free to check out my last video in which I also talked about the daily chart. So everybody who's new on this channel, I recommend just to look for my last Bitcoin video before this one. Is only from yesterday, and I talk about the daily time frame, but that hasn't changed at all. So we don't need to talk about that in every video. But I talked about it in quite a bit of detail. Also, you can always look for the latest video in the long-term video playlist section. It gives you a really good overview of all-time high targets and the longer-term outlook. Okay, that's true for other coins as well. So feel free to check it out, these playlists. Now, looking at the Bitcoin chart in the short term, it seems like it's still ranging sideways, still consolidating, which is pretty good to see. It means the market is holding on a high level after it broke out above the 2023 highs. That's really good to see because it means sideways consolidation, not strong rejection. Okay, so what we do at the moment is just to bring those overheated indicators down. Just imagine what would have happened had we just gone straight away to 40k, 50k. It could have meant that the price would have moved too fast, too far. Most people would have sold, that would have, or a lot of people, let's say not most, a lot of people would have sold, and it would have generated quite strong rejections, okay, due to that rapid move. Would have generated quite overheated emotions. I don't sense that yet, not yet, which is good. So we keep the emotions sort of at a normal level. Yes, greed has come in, okay, fear and greed index shows greed, but we're not that overheated yet, especially after a few days of consolidations, things are coming down. So you want that boring price action after a breakout, even though it starts to get boring again, but the overall market is quite exciting. So I think we can live with that. That Bitcoin is consolidating is typical for a wave 4. Yes, this wave degree could be over basically now, but also now if I'm tracking a couple of structures, how this correction could unfold, then there are a few things to mention. First of all, at the moment, in this wave 3, one more extension is preferred, at least as long as we're holding the 32,730 support. If that support starts to break, I will have to change the wave degrees and would assume that this fourth wave is already in the making with support, key support at 29,450. But already in this scenario as well, I would prefer not to break below 30,510. However, below 29,450, I will turn bearish again and will assume that the rally that Bitcoin attempted and other cryptos, that this has failed. Note that all coins or most coins haven't completed a solid 5-wave structure of the lows. Yes, there are some that have produced a 5-wave structure, but the situation is still very fragile, okay, and most haven't even done that. So most only show us a 3-wave structure, and that means it's still very much prone to failure, okay? That's just something that you need to be aware of. So while we are leaning bullish here, we are emphasizing in this situation in the market, in this context of the market, in this environment, that the situation is still very fragile, and we should not at all be surprised if this B wave comes into play and support starts to crack. Okay, but for now it's looking good, and there's at the moment no reason to focus on that. Okay, there's no reason to focus on that. Same way that I've been telling you for the last few months, there's no reason to focus on new bear market lows until probabilities increase for it, and that was hopefully the correct guidance. Now, looking at this consolidation, these can get quite complex, especially in a wave 4. Wave 4s are extremely tricky. We talked in one of the recent membership live stream tutorials how a wave 4 can be traded. If you're interested in that, check out the membership. We've got all the recordings available for you. But what makes it so difficult is that you can get high B waves. You can think it's already breaking out, but it's just a high B wave. So there's a specific way how you can approach these waves. Then you can see that this C wave down is still unfolding and could get 5 waves. Then we have an ABC structure. However, the tricky situation in a wave 4 is you can also get plenty of triangles, which would then be A, B, C, D, E, and then move up. So it's not really possible to say which corrective structure it is. There are just too many of them that can unfold in a wave 4. My view would be that we might make one more move down here or just get a couple of squiggles sideways before we continue higher. That's what I would be watching for. There's also a small head and shoulders pattern that's developing here, but that could just be this wave 5 of C that's unfolding then. Then it would be a flat structure and would be complete and could go up after one more low. While ideally holding 32,730 or at least avoiding a sustained break below it. If we get a sustained break below it, I think we might be in this larger degree wave 4, but overall the focus remains on higher. Also, we've got this ascending trend line here that we should watch if the price approaches it. Now, what we cannot rule out is that this correction takes place over the weekend, which wouldn't necessarily be a problem. Yeah, it would get a bit boring, but if it takes much, much longer, I would start to assume we might already be in this larger degree wave 4 because, you know, even though we wouldn't break support, even if it just goes sideways, it would be pretty large for a wave 4 of this wave degree and then makes it quite unrealistic, okay? And you can't really believe that this is this kind of wave 4. And if we push higher in wave 5, then we should be targeting the area between 36 and 38K. This would be the ideal target range here for wave 5 of C of larger degree wave 3. That would show some short-term strength and would be preferred overall before this wave 4 starts. Note that if we make another extension in this wave 3, I would have to increase the support area as well. So we always have to adjust it with the price because these Fibonacci levels, they're always calculated based on the peak of the last wave. So if we go a little higher, you see how these Fibonacci levels, they extend like a spring and they go together, right? And then that's sort of how it is. That's why the more these cryptos extend, and that will be very important to know in the real rally, risk increases to the downside because it takes much longer for someone to confirm price-wise that a rally has ended. Yeah, because these Fib extensions, they extend a lot, and the price that moves away, you know, it takes much bigger price drop then to confirm that the, let's call it a bull run or a rally has ended. Anyway, that's my view about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. As a channel member, you get access to the weekly live stream. On Sunday, we're likely going to talk about the topic. So every Sunday we do it. We're likely going to talk about the topic, what to do if you missed the train, if you think you missed the train. Yeah, some just recommendations, just some guidance. We can't give financial advice, but share our thoughts about the situation. Also, our thoughts, possibly we might be able to build it in about hodling altcoins. Yeah, there are some things to consider there because it's not, as everybody always says, you know, just ape in and you know, you'll get rich. It's not like that. So you need to make sure there are some things to consider anyway. So you can check that out. Also, you get access to Discord and Telegram as a silver and gold member, to the chat rooms, educational content. And as a gold member, you get access to short-term market updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.